G'day guys, welcome to the Fisherman's Office. My name's Lee. If you're tuning in for the first time, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to receive notifications for new videos. It's Yak Hunters Round 2 rundown. We're going to get straight into this one. We're down on the Hopkins River. Let's get into it. So there was no warm-ups. It's a little bit further away going out to Warnambool for myself, so I ended up just coming up for the Prefish. We stayed at Big 4 NRMA Holiday Park, Riverside Holiday Park there, which is fantastic, great service, and lovely cabins as well, worth having a look at. Furthermore on that, after being set up at camp in the cabin there, I went out to pre-fish in the afternoon just to have a bit of a look around. Got out in the Yak, had a look around the flats, a lot of limestone walls and rock bottom, a lot of sand as well. Not a lot of weed that I could see in the system either. So it made it quite easy to work lures through, especially hard bodies, bouncing it off the rock in the bottom there. So really fun place to fish and really cool. Sounded up a few fish around the areas that I thought were likely. Ran some points, ran some rock walls in some deeper water and things like that. Also plenty were hanging around the road bridge there. I couldn't get any of those fish to bite, neither could a couple of other guys, with the exception of a few. So I tended to leave that area alone, even though it was stacked with fish. I found most of my fish just lonely on edges or on flats and things like that. Mainly on hard body jerk baits on the Daiwa double clutch 48. So yeah, went around on Prefish and caught a few, which was good, and gave me confidence in the area. So after a short briefing, we were on the water at 6:30 and off and fishing. First piece of structure that I decided to fish was some boat hulls very close to where I was. Because I don't have a pedal kayak, I can't cover a lot of ground like the guys in the Hobie. So I took that as a sign to just fish where it was close and convenient. And it paid off for me in the first 10 minutes. I got a 28.5 centimetre brim on a cranky crab, which is fantastic. Really eased the nerves a little bit, getting straight into it, which was fantastic. Shout out to Jeff Bade for the atomic arrows. Thanks, mate. I'd left that area straight away after catching that brim. I wanted to go and check out the mouth. So I went down under the bridge, checked out the mouth, and found quite a few fish down there. They just weren't chewing, could not get them to eat at all. They were just swimming past everything I was throwing at them. So I spent about probably 45 minutes down there trying to coax them into eating, but couldn't get any of them to eat. A bit earlier, I had sounded up a couple of small groups of smaller fish in some deeper water, just a bit further up the system. Threw a grub at those, ended up landing after about half an hour in there. I landed another small brim, which is my second for the day, which was a good payoff for having the sounding equipment this time, as last time I'd forgotten to mount and wasn't able to use my sounder in round 1. So definitely benefited from the electronics this time. After that, I proceeded to go back to the bridge just to see if I could get any of the stacked fish which was still in there to eat. I caught a salmon and wasn't happy to catch that, so I decided to pack it in after that and got out of there. Proceeded to fish edges up to the boat hulls again, and that's where I nailed my third and full bag secure fish at that point. So yeah, got that one. It was 23 centimeters. Very happy to get that one. So secured a bag fairly early in the day. Kept going through that area, tried the boat hulls again. By then there was another bloke fishing that, for which I saw him catch a 36 centimeter brim off. So probably shooting myself in the foot a little bit. I should have probably spent a bit more time there. Further on, I fished some flats and some edges again along the ski lane, catching a few more fish. Ended up with 6 total, upgrading my 21 centimetre brim caught with another 23 centimetre brim, which was the smallest of the larger brim that I caught for the day. So that was my bag. We got back off, well, I got off the water at about 2 o'clock, set up some stuff and flew the drone around and had a bit of a film. And yeah, was happy with that. Everyone sort of converged on the announcement for the winners, and we'll get to the standings right now. So in the Pro Angler series, we have in third position for this round Nathan Wright with a combined bag length of 945 mil, which is a good bag from him. He got a 36, a 295 and a 290 for that one, so very good. In second place, the winner of round 1 in the Pro Anglers was Gary Slykerman with a combined bag of 960, a few good brim from him. He got a 35, a 325 and a 285. In first position, we have Nathan Angie with a combined bag length of 1.25 m, which was a really consistent bag from him. 2 36cm brim, one of which I saw him catch on the boats that I was going to be fishing that a little bit later. So that could have been my fish, you bugger. So 2 36cm brim and a 30.5. So very, very good and consistent size fish from him. Well done. So for the amateur class, for which I'm competing in, we have in third place Lennon Doherty with a combined bag of 820, catching a 280, a 270 and a 270. Shannon O'Brien in second place with a combined bag of 835 mil with a 300, a 280 and a 255 mil brim. Matthew Painting taking out the win for the amateurs with a 295, a 285 and a 265. So good consistent size bag for him. I'm sitting in sixth place for this round with a combined bag of 775. I caught a 285, a 260 and a 230. So not too bad for myself. Pretty happy with the results over round 2. Sitting in the top 10 definitely feels better than being 10th. So very good and happy with that. Well done to all the guys too. It was a great round and there were a lot of fish caught. As I said before, just a lot of small ones. So yeah, good fun. So as I've done in the last round, I'll run through a few lessons learned. First, we'll obviously go to probably spending a little more time in areas where I start catching fish, namely in that first 10 minutes. If I had have just hung around those boat hulls for a bit longer and fished it a little bit harder, I may have ended up with a couple of bigger fish in my bag, which is fine. All lessons learned there. So in hindsight, I should have probably hung around there for a bit longer. Second lesson is, well, generally speaking from last session, last round, never going without my sounder again. Well, not if I can help it anyway. The sounding equipment definitely helped for this round. I found quite a number of fish lurking around on flats, and with it being such a fairly large body of water, it wasn't too easy to find areas in open water that looked likely to hold fish without the equipment. So definitely helped with that. So yeah, definitely not going anywhere without a sounder, especially for round 3 and 4. And we'll see how we go for them ones. Hopefully I can keep on improving on that. So again, guys, I will let you know. I'll leave in the description down below where you can find some information on Yak Hunters website. It'll detail prizes, entry fees, all those sorts of things. So if you are interested in getting into this, it's very fun. It's an awesome casual tournament series. Lots of great guys there. Everyone's sort of very helpful and just generally pleasant to be around. So it's great to do. And again, as I said in the last round, it's good for your fishing skill development. Gives you a bit more pressure and things like that. So helps you grow, that's for sure. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like it, smash it if that's what you're into, and we'll see you in the next rundown video, or just the next video in general. Thanks a lot, guys. Just keep clicking.